Hi, we're going to pick up where we left off on chapter 12, starting on slide 41. So the queuing system design is about making sure that you design the way that people stand in line for your service or your product such that they will continue to do business with you. They feel like the line is short and they feel like they have some control over knowing how long it's going to take for their service to take place or their good to be delivered to them. So if you look at queue discipline, I talked about this a little bit at the end of the prior video, but we're talking about things like saying that people who have a gold or a platinum membership on an airline get to board in group one. Somebody who is checking into a hotel gets to stand in a different line than everyone who does not have status with that hotel system. So things like that. So describing the order in which customers are served, you'll see that third bullet there on slide 41, and that's what that's talking about. Virtual queues, lots of places use these now, things like hair places. They'll say log into our app and get in line, and then we'll tell you it's 40 minutes, and then you can get here in 35 minutes, and you only have to wait a few minutes when you arrive. Restaurants that say if you call ahead and say you're coming, we'll put you on the list. So those kinds of things are virtual queues. On slide 42, you'll look at multiple servers acting in parallel is referred to as a multiple channel queuing system. So what this means is if you have two baristas at Starbucks, they're both making coffee, they're both taking care of customers, that is a parallel system. If you have one person who is taking the money and one person who is making the coffee and one person who is maybe delivering the coffee at the end of the line, that's a series. So if you think about the way that you add more capacity, it's generally by doing things in parallel because we have more than one person doing the same thing. So single channel, single phase is obviously the most basic, and then as we start to want to add capacity, make the line shorter for people, we would move to multiple channel, multiple phase. This is on your test. On slide 43, that's just a drawing of what we just talked about. Should be very easy to understand, but that drawing would help you. Slide 44, you don't need to understand the math of this. This is obviously something that would be done by a computer software system that would help you figure that out. So you can skip over to slide, 52. So managing perceived wait times. One of the companies that's very well respected for this is Disney. So if you've ever been to Disney World or Disneyland or Epcot, any of the Disney parks, you wait in line and you go inside and you think, hey, I'm up to the front of the line, but you're not. You're going to get now to go through the gift store, or you're going to get to watch a little video or something while you're still in line, but it makes you think you're in a shorter line than you're in because the time goes quickly because they're entertaining you. So this is on your test, that last bullet. I think what I asked you is which one of these is not a way to manage waiting time. So keeping customers occupied is one. Starting the service quickly is another one. Making sure that customers aren't anxious or nervous about the fact that they're in line by giving them something to do. Keeping them informed. So this is that pizza tracker that I showed you. Your pizza's in the oven, your pizza's out on the way, it's being cut, it's being boxed, whatever it may be. Grouping customers together and then designing a fair waiting system so that everyone's waiting the same amount of time. On slide 53, you'll see entertainment, entertailing, and edutainment. You can read about those. I did not put those on the exam. Most of you know what a franchise is on slide 54. I did not put anything about anything, I don't think, until we get to slide 59. So the 5 dimensions of service quality. So if you think about a company that you feel has really good quality, you will generally think that these 5 things are characteristics that they possess. They're reliable, they're responsive, they convey to you that they have knowledge about whatever they're selling to you. They have empathy about what it's like for you to be their customer, and they have a nice facility, or they have nice packaging or something like that. So if you think about a company that would perhaps be someplace where you go to get your hair cut, you'd want them to be reliable. They have hours that are predictable, all those things. But you want them to be responsive. If they tell you that they're going to need 10 minutes, then you would expect that they're not going to keep you waiting for 40 minutes. They're going to give you trust by making sure that they do a good job and that you don't see the person walking out before you, you know, with their bangs cut up to here or something crazy, that they know what they're doing. And then they pay attention to you as their customer and they understand what it's like to actually be the customer. They look at things from the customer standpoint and try to make it an enjoyable experience to do business with them. And then it's clean, the people are nice, you know, the equipment is current, et cetera, would be the tangibles. That is also is on your test on slide 59. You can see the information here on slide 60, just gives you an overview of what I just said. And then the very last slide in this chapter is about recovering if you do have bad service quality. How do you do it? You keep those customers happy and you ask them to do as much word of mouth, positive commenting about your business as possible. And then this plan that you would have to recover from a bad quality, service quality, would entail having those procedures, making sure that employees know what the training should be, and in making sure that they can remedy them. So if you go to a restaurant and you say, I really didn't like my food today, generally the server is going to go and get a manager, the manager is going to come to you, and the manager is going to offer to comp your meal or give you a free dessert or make something different for you or something. They've been trained what to do, they have a process, and they are going to remedy the problem for you. So that's the end of chapter 12.